morning, Life Guardians. Good. Like my group president, I'd like to congratulate all Life Guardians for producing the $300 million also. But as a Life Guardian and an insurance and financial services representative, do we really understand or even appreciate what it is we do when we make a sales call? Do we really understand how a simple sales call can impact generations yet to be born? Over 20 years ago, I made a sales call to a gentleman, Mr. Henry Isles. Today, his widow, Mrs. Janice Berkeley Isles, will share with us how this sales call has impacted her entire family. Fellow Life Guardians, please join with me in welcoming Mrs. Janice Berkeley Isles to the podium.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Janice Berkeley Isles. I am a clerk stenographer 3 at the Ministry of Works and Infrastructure, a public servant by nature. My purpose here today is to share with you how insurance has impacted on my life and that of my family. In 1986, I married Edmund Henry Isles. At that time, Henry had 4 insurance policies. However, immediately after that, getting married, I think it's either 1986 budget or 87, the government at that time cut public servant salary by 10%. The year after that, the next budget, they took away cost of living allowance of $288. And I think subsequent after that, I think VAT was introduced. That measure that the government took, it really put a financial strain on us, struggling to build a house and whatever. So not understanding the benefit and the purpose, truly understanding of insurance policy, I encouraged my husband to surrender 2 of the insurance policies. The reason for that, I thought that the proceeds, the premium from the surrender, would help us a bit. But even doing that, I found that it still didn't do, that proceeds we get from the premium we got back, it still didn't do much to, to change the situation. So time passed by, and I began to think, this life insurance policy is only when Henry died and I will get money, and I need to spend money now and enjoy money, this kind of thing. So I decided, no, those last two policies that he had, one with Guardian, I say, you see that? I think we better surrender that policy. So I told Henry, I said, Henry, let us surrender those last 2 policies. And whenever the situation gets better, we would renew it. Because at the time, we were young, healthy, we were in good health, and it just seemed, well, we'd live long, have children, get gray hair, get our pension, and so on. And Henry, so I said, Henry, let us think this policy, surrender these last 2 policies. He said, Janice, I will think about it, and when I make a decision, I would let you know. So time passed by, and I say, you come to a decision? He said, not yet. Whenever I'm ready, when I make a decision, I'll let you know. And ever so often, I will remind him, Henry, what about the insurance? You're not going to surrender it? So this morning, he got up and he said he's not going to work today. So I said, good. I said, so you're going to surrender the policy this morning then? And I don't know what, but he just snapped and he just said, Janice, let me tell you something. These insurance policies, they are not for you. They are for my children. When I took them out, I did not take them out with you in mind. I took I took it out. I took it out for my children. At that time, I had 2 children, and but this tone that he was really agitated, and he went in the octave. But I just killing it down because he really get on like a tyrant that day. And he tell me, don't you ever bring up this topic again. It is final, and that is my decision. Don't you ever bring it up. Don't you ever bring up that topic again. So I stayed quiet, and I said, well, what can we do? We'll have to struggle with building the house, the children, the 2 children, and whatever. Within 1 year, and about 6 months after that outburst, I gave birth to the 3rd child, and Henry was deceased. And, it wondered me. I said, like, this man had seen something. How, he just carry on, and the first 2, I get him to surrender so easy, and the last 2, he just like, whatever. And I say to myself, I say, Lord, I thank you for Henry not listening to me. This is one time at that moment. Because the proceeds from that insurance policy has enhanced my life and that of my children tremendously. Because I suddenly became a single parent with a salary of about $2,000, 3 children to mine. The ages were 3 years, 2 years, and 6 weeks. And with that struggle that I had, I was really able to give them a high standard of living. And more than that, what I realized too, that insurance policy, when I got the proceeds from that insurance policy, what it also taught me, apart from enriching my life, it taught me how to invest. Because I came into a lot of money from Guardian Life, I came into a lot of money, so I had to understand the money market and how to invest. That word investment, I only knew the meaning of it, but never really could have put it together. And from month to month, you just get your salary, you pay your bills, and that was it, like prior. But I learned how to invest and everything else. And today, after Henry, he also told me that, he said, if I should die and leave you, I do not want you to have to go with anyone to mind my children. That policy, those policies are to mind my children. And today, on the 29th of March of this year, it will make it 21 years since Henry died. And the proceeds from that insurance policy is what keeping mine and maintaining myself, my children. It has enriched my life. I was able to reinvest the money and a different thing. And in those days, I think the interest rate was about 11% or so. And I went to Royal Merchant and Finco, and I invested the money there. And that was in 1993. And I used to get a monthly interest of about $3,500 every month, which I reinvested, and today I am able to live a very comfortable life based on that. And it is 21 years, as I said. Yeah. And as I said, the 29th of March of this year would make it 21 years since Henry died. And that is what keeping me solid and sound. And today I have with my 3 children, the first one, the boy, and only son, he is a year 5 medical student at Mona campus, Jamaica. The second one is a dental student at Moncton campus. She has gotten a national scholarship in the field of science with CAPE 2010 exam. She got a national scholarship in the field of science. And my last daughter, she is a second-year math student. She with a minor, she's doing a minor in actuary science at St. Augustine campus. And what I want to say at this time, though, to Mr. Barrow, if I did not thank you prior for making that call to Henry and letting him take out those insurance policies even before he had children, and I don't know what Mr. Barrow told him, but somehow or the other, that policy he had with Guardian Life, he just did not want to give it up at no cost. So, Mr. Barrow, I thank you greatly for making that call to my husband and for him keeping that policy. And you know something too I want to say, you know, when my children, from time to time, insurance agent will come through our ministry to speak to people. Sometimes they will come to me and I say, don't come to me, you know, I know what insurance is about. Target the young people who are coming into the service, because I had my first policy with somebody else at age 19. I didn't even know the meaning and the reason of insurance, you know, but the agent just sold me it and I took it up, and I benefited a great deal from that as well, and it really teach me now, because I realize with insurance policy, when you take it young, your premium is less and you get more coverage and so. So I mentor the young ones when they come into the service, take out insurance policy. It has really helped you financially and all of that. And you know, so I don't know if you all still sell like endowment policies, but that has really helped us well, because after I was able to take out endowments and whatever. So once again, I want to thank Mr. Barrow for giving me this opportunity to share this with you all, and to also state that the amount of people hear this story already, because when I tell them, I ever feel so happy that Henry really didn't listen to me, and I really, not wrong, man. And I thank you once again, and I thank Mr. Barrow for giving me the opportunity.